Yo, what's going on, buddy? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In this video, what we're going to discuss is we're going to be talking about Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the possibility of could they possibly bring him back on a multi-year extension. Last year, he was on a one-year contract, about $4 million, a little bit of like a veteran minimum type deal. But now, as you can see, there has been some talk and some speculation around the league of is the Buccaneers going to bring him back, and it is going to be possibly true. And the big thing that we're going to be discussing is he is being discussed to be given a $40 to $45 million contract extension. For those of you who did not know, when he was with the Browns offered him, I believe, like a 5-year contract around $30 to $35 million a year annually at that time. Since then, he's went and made $8 million a year whenever he was with the Panthers and the Rams last year, and now $4 million this year. So he's not really done what he wanted to do or what the Browns was going to give him. But now it seems like it could all pay off. And what I'm going to be discussing is I'm going to be talking about, do I think it's the right thing? Has he earned it? We're going to talk about the stats of how he did the season and kind of the outlook going forward. And could this Buccaneers team with Baker Mayfield continuously possibly A, win divisions, B, maybe just at least make the playoffs, and C, win playoff games, go far in the playoffs, and possibly get them back into like an NFC title game, possible Super Bowl matchups. So without further ado, we're going to get right into this. So if you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, before I go any further, I'm getting all my kind of like information stuff we're going to be talking about in this video from the Bucs Game Day webpage. Kind of like a Tampa Bay Buccaneers reporters. They kind of break all the news here. If you want to check all this stuff out for yourself, I'll leave a link down in the description. So if you want to check it out for yourself, like I said, feel free to do so. So let's kind of start off and talk about what they did this season. As we know, in the 2023 season, Tom Brady retired. We all thought, oh God, the Buccaneers are going to have a setback. They didn't. They won the division last year with Tom Brady, but they barely won it. Now Tom Brady's gone. What is this Bucs team going to look like with Baker Mayfield? There was so many question marks. But they did good. They went out, got Baker Mayfield, signed to a one-year contract. It was about $4 million. I think $2 million guaranteed, or $4 million of it was all fully guaranteed, but there was like some slight incentives in there, like if they made the playoffs, won playoff games, etc. But looking at what he did for the season, like I said, they went 9-8, made the playoffs, won a playoff game, got to divisional round. He was one drive away from possibly sending the divisional round game to overtime, so they did have a successful season. He posted a 4,044 passing yards, 28 passing touchdowns, and 10 interceptions, which was, I'm not gonna lie, probably his best career season he's had. Off the top of my head, I can't remember for sure, but I believe it was like 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions was his best year he had with Cleveland back in 2020. But looking at this, 28 touchdowns, 10 interceptions for 4,000 yards. I think it's also the first time he's had 4,000 passing yards in a season. So he had probably his career high statistical season. It says here around the Buccaneers organization that he has resurrected his career with the Bucs, and after being discarded by the Panthers, went to the Rams, had a little bit of a moment there. Sean McVay probably taught him how to be a better quarterback. And now with the Buccaneers, under the offensive coordinator that they currently have, he was able to show Baker Mayfield just a different way of playing football, and he blossomed. Now, real quickly, let me tell you why this could work. Number one, the receivers. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, you have your receivers. You have a great offensive line, I think, still in there. You have a little bit of a run game. Run game could get better next season. You have a head coach that knows what to do on defense. So the whole situation seems like it works out perfectly for Baker Mayfield to blossom in that team and to just keep on growing. Now, let me tell you why I think this might not work out. The Buccaneers need to seriously sit down and question and look at what was the reason for the success for this year. Was it Baker Mayfield? Or was it their OC? Because their OC, Dave Canales, I think is how you pronounce the name, he's already getting head coaching interviews now going forward. I believe he's already got the Carolina Panthers, and there's a couple other teams that have already tried to call and get an interview for him. Ever since he's been doing really well with Baker Mayfield this year, people have looked at this Buccaneers team and they said, man, Baker Mayfield used to technically suck last year with the Panthers and the Rams. Why is he doing so good this year? Maybe it's the offensive coordinator, so they're going out, they're trying to hire this guy. So the Buccaneers need to really kind of sit down, look at it, and say, could it be both? It could, but who is more of the reason behind why this offense was so good this year? Is it the offensive coordinator, the play caller, or is it the quarterback? If they think it's the play caller and they are trying to get him back, and hopefully he doesn't go take a head coaching job this offseason, and they can get him back for another year, maybe if they wanted to look at Baker Mayfield and say, $40 to $45 million might not be what we're willing to give you. We could give you the $25 to $30 million and be comfortable with that. It does say here, it's no surprise the two sides want to continue their partnership. Mayfield would be returning the gift to the Buccaneers after the team gave him the perfect opportunity to prove himself and show what he has left in the tank. For the Buccaneers, they can access other needs on the roster without struggling to find a quarterback, as he provides a quality insurance in that department. Now, going into the offseason, I don't think this contract, if it were to be done, is going to get done anytime soon. For anybody that's going to be wondering over the next week or two, why isn't this getting done? It's not going to get done anytime soon. It's going to be something in March, free agency, that they're going to be trying to maybe call get some numbers worked, and they're going to have to figure something out. I want to say this now. I am not hating on Baker Mayfield in any way. I think he's a good quarterback. I really do. He just has a problem where when he is at the top of the mountain and people are really starting to love him, that's where he crumbles. Like, he'll go out there and he'll put up the stats, he'll put up the numbers, he'll play well, he'll get you some wins. But when it comes to late game drives where everybody's like, oh my God, Baker, you can do it. We love you. Come on, go do it. That's where he falls apart. When he's getting shit on, when he's getting hated, when nobody thinks he can do anything, that's where it seems like he can just do well. So I don't know why he doesn't try to always keep his mind in that mentality of like people are just shitting on him, people are hating him, because that's where he plays well. But like I said earlier, you can see it. Baker Mayfield is expected to receive a contract with an annual average value of $40 to $45 million per year. Mayfield and the Buccaneers have mutual interest in getting a deal done. Franchise tag is in play though. Now here's what I'll say for the Buccaneers fans that are probably going to be questioning this and saying, I think they can do it, but I don't want to give him maybe that much money. I agree in some way. I feel like if the contract gets done and it comes out breaking news, 5-year, $40 million a year, and it's like $200 million a year, there's going to be, and I mean some riots going around the league questioning, okay, you just paid him almost top dollar money, because nowadays quarterbacks are getting upwards like $55 to $60 million. But it does beg the question, if you're going to give him $40 million, look around at the quarterbacks that are getting that kind of money. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, now guys like Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson are getting even more. By putting Baker Mayfield up there around that $45 million, you're then telling us that you think he is as good as those guys. Those guys have had late 2-minute drives in the NFL multiple fucking times. Baker has had a drive or two like that, like I said, once or twice. The ones that come off the top of my head was when Baker was with Cleveland and he had that late game drive against the Cincinnati Bengals a couple years ago where he was like, I think 50 seconds and he drove the Browns down the field, had that touchdown down to Peoples-Jones. And then the drive last year with the Rams where he had like a minute something to go, no timeouts, and he drove the Rams down the field to win that game. Other than that, I can't think of any other time where Baker has shown that he is worth the big dollar money, where it's like everything is crumbling, the receivers are struggling, nobody can get open, you're going to have to thread the needle, make tough throws, maybe you're going to have to scramble and go get first downs on 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, you're going to have to basically will us to victory. I haven't seen that from Baker. Now, obviously, with this kind of money, when you pay a contract for the future, you are paying for what you think they're going to do in the future, not kind of really what they've done in the past. What they've done in the past is an indicator of what you could possibly see in the future, but what they're going to be trying to have to figure out is, do we think Baker Mayfield is going to give us the macho man, I'm going to go out there 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns a year, I'm going to will us to wins, 10 wins minimum a season, maybe 9 wins as minimum a season, get us in the playoffs almost every single year, and keep us in the hunt. Because if Todd Bowles can keep that defense playing well like he was here the past couple of years, I realize free agency is going to be coming up. I think they have a couple of free agent guys that could be possibly leaving, but it all just kind of depends on what Todd Bowles does there in the front office. But I'm going to wrap it up with this. I do think Baker Mayfield can get that $40 to $45 million. I think it's going to be probably like $35 million. If he gets the $45 million, will I be shocked? A little bit, but I wouldn't be like baffled. I'd be a little bit shocked though. If it comes out and says $40 million a year, like a 4-year, $40 million a year, fine. If it comes out and says like a 5-year, $35 million a year, I'd be completely cool with that. I expect that. I'd be like, congratulations, Baker, good job. But 45, hell no. But other than that, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. Hopefully, guys did go on to enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much, and you want to leave your opinion down in the comment section down below. Do you think Baker Mayfield should or should not get the big money? How much money you think he should be getting paid? Like I said, leave your opinion in the comments. If you're a fan of the content that I do post here and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.